So welcome back to Stauffer Garage, guys. Today we are detailing this Chevy Silverado that has been used as a farm truck, as a hunter's truck, and as a contracting truck. So this thing's covered in dirt, grime, it's got tons of crap in the back seat, as you can see here. But we're gonna get this thing completely cleaned up for you guys and make it look like new by the end of this video. So if you are new, smash that subscribe button down below, give this video a huge thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get this thing torn apart. So one thing that I get asked a lot is what kind of tools would you need to do this sort of detailing job, especially if you want to pull apart the car. A standard set of tools is always good, sockets and stuff like that and screwdrivers, but for certain cars in particular, you get different types of screw heads that companies use. So for this one, for instance, there's some Torx head bits, there's Phillips, there's 18 millimeter, things like that. So when it comes to figuring out what you need in particularly, I would research online, figure out what heads you need, and then go ahead and pick those up just for that specific vehicle. If you do this full time, then obviously your tool chest will get more full of all these different types of tools. But for your own particular ride, research it, figure out which ones you need so that way you have those on hand if you ever need to do this. Now this area in particular is underneath the seats, and this is one of my favorite parts to detail just because of the fact that it's something that nobody typically ever gets, especially if you take your car somewhere to get detailed. It's likely they're not going to be able to get to every single spot just because of the nature of how the seats bolt to the ground. So with them removed, it's always nice to see how much dirt is underneath there, how much dirt you are removing, so that way when you return the car to the customer, the owner, or even if you're doing this yourself, you know you haven't missed a single spot. I always enjoy detailing cars this era because of the fact that the radios have the dimmer switches and the turn dials for the balance and the treble and the bass and everything else, and it just takes you back to a different time when things were a little bit more simplistic, in my opinion, where you didn't have to worry about screens for everything. Everything was more analog and easier to control and adjust whenever you needed it. So I do enjoy detailing older cars for that reason. When it comes to cleaning door panel fabric and carpet, I'm just using all-purpose cleaner or a detailing brush to kind of agitate the fibers lightly, and then I follow up with a microfiber towel to wipe it clean and kind of dab up all that dirt that's embedded in that carpet fiber. And then I usually use the vacuum cleaner to suck any remaining out, especially along the seams and edges. Just make sure if you are doing that, you have some sort of relief hole on your vacuum itself, so you're not causing too much suction power, because that is just glued on fabric to the door panel, and you don't want that to separate and require additional work to be done. Now for all of you with Fox Clean detailing brushes, definitely try out this trick. This is just putting your detailing brushes inside your drill itself to use it kind of like a drill brush, but to get into these tiny spots around your cup holders. It works really well. I saw this on TikTok and I wanted to show with you guys again. I used it in a previous video, but if you missed it, this is definitely a trick to try. And if you do not have Fox Clean detailing brushes or any detailing supplies for that matter, head over to foxclean.com. I do have a coupon code in the description box below for 15% off your first order for all of you that need to pick up your supplies. For these rubber inserts that go in the cup holders and the different trays, I have no idea what this was, because typically with a steam cleaner, grease, dirt and caked on mold and anything else, it comes off pretty easily. But for some reason, this double cup holder thing had caked on grease, or I don't even know if it was glue or something, but it took forever to get it removed. Multiple passes of the steam cleaner, multiple passes with all-purpose cleaner, and then eventually just rubbing it enough with enough pressure to kind of move it around, because it was stuck on there almost like glue. So eventually it got done, but this is probably one of the longest and most tedious parts of this detail, was this small little cup holder piece. Now, as a car enthusiast, and this goes for any car owner, one of the things that you have to watch out for is leaving your lights on, or your battery just getting old and dying out, especially with winter right around the corner and it being cold outside. Your batteries don't work as efficiently, and if it's older, you're going to have issues. And that is why I keep one of the Fanttik T8 Apex chargers inside of my cars at all times, because these things can instantly jump cars that have 8.5 liter gasoline engines or less, 6 liter diesel engines. It's got 4-core, 200 amp current peak, and it can start your car instantly. It's one of the best jump start packs I have ever used, and that's why I keep these inside my vehicles at all times. There's built-in fail-safe protections, that way you don't have to worry about damaging your car or battery. And the best part is this thing simply clicks onto your positive and negative terminals, you turn on the power, and jump start your car. And if for some reason you're not in your car, you can take this thing with you, charge your iPhone up to 6 times over, and also if you run out of charge inside the pack, in little as 10 minutes of charging, it will allow you to start your car as well. So this thing has a ton of features to it, and that's why I want you guys to make sure you click the link in the description box below to check it out. Now, for all of you carpet cleaning junkies, this is definitely the segment that you'll love, because these seats were filthy and I got tons of good shots of how much dirt these things were pulling out, especially those extractor pores you guys like. And for the seats, I'm using my drill brushes from foxclean.com. I'm using my fabric cleaning solution, which has a little bit of OxyClean in it. It was something that somebody recommended trying, and I was really happy with the results. And then also using my extractor with just plain old hot water to suck out all of that dirt and grime. Now this extractor pour that you're about to see, I need you guys to comment down below, how much would somebody have to pay you for you to take a sip of this? Because for me personally, I can't put a number to it, but I want you guys to comment down below. How much would somebody have to pay you to take a drink of this? Now for this driver's side floor carpet, it is definitely saturated and just filled of dried up mud and grease and dirt to the point where this took about 3 or 4 passes of just drill brush and carpet cleaning solution and extraction passes to get it cleaned. But I was happy that it did come out, because sometimes this stuff gets so solidified, it breaks down, rips out the carpet fibers that are attached to the floor. You kind of get into some messes there, especially if it's this dirty, but the carpet definitely held up to it, and that was the best part about this one, is it came out looking awesome. Now for these rubber floor mats, it's just all-purpose cleaner and the pressure washer to get these things clean. It does take a little bit of extra time because you have to be specific with the angle of your pressure washer nozzle, but take your time, go back and forth in, tedious little passes to make sure you don't miss any spots, because that is one thing about a pressure washer that's hard to tell, is if you miss any spots with it, you definitely can see it after they dry. I want to thank Fanttik for partnering on today's video, but also I want you guys to comment down below, like I mentioned earlier, how much would somebody have to pay for you to drink extractor fluid? Because I think there's probably no price for me personally, but I am interested to see what your guys' thoughts are. And I hope you enjoyed this transformation. Subscribe if you're new, hit that like button down below. I'll see you guys next week.